Welcome to Rhapsodies for the Matriarchy. I am your humble poet and spoken word artist, Bob McNeil.
All right, Bob.
Thank you. This show is a poetical and musical tribute to mothers. Some compositions are metaphorical and some are factual. Before I go any further, give a round of applause to my fellow poet and percussionist, Fred Simpson.
Thank you.
All right.
Thank you very much.
Okay.
Thank you.
Having read about the illustrious history of Queens, New York, I was inspired to write a poem entitled The Song and Gleam of a Queen. This poem is my way of thanking the borough for its contribution to American democracy. There are two voices in the poem. The first voice is a maternal figure called Queens, New York. This voice expresses its opinions about the people and events on its land. The other voice is that of Rufus King, an American lawyer, senator, and abolitionist. After his speech is finished, the poem returns to the maternal figure called Queens, New York. The poem was published by Newtown Literary. Not only that, it was praised by two former poet laureates, Ms. Ishay Park and Mr. Hal Sirwitz. Now at this moment, Mr. Fred Simpson and I are going to share it with you. There were tribes. There were wigwams. There was respect for the sun. There was respect for the air. To my anatomy's north side, there were the Matanacock. To my anatomy's south side, there were the Massapequa. As for my anatomy's quintessence, there was love for both tribes. This soil of mine was blossoming with comfort, and I saw you all as bees desiring my pistols. On the order of ships, recollections of the 1600s return. You, who were alien, came to me with your wombland roots and made my soil your home. Upon my being's acres you came. While my revulsion for oppression bloomed, I was governed by the Dutch, and townships were formed. Later, the English came and named me after a queen, Queen Catherine of Braganza. Though you fought in the 1700s with cannons that sent warring spheres to your other lands' armies, I waited for democracy to come for all races, and I wanted to wed hearts. Amidst the 1800s, slavery's hardness fettered my spirit to sadness. Release was found once you, Quakers, as well as other ethical ponderers, followed heaven's behavior and used the land that I am for what you called an underground railroad. My trees, my soil, my landscape assisted the escape of runaway slaves. Nothing fed my earth more than waiting beside democracy as it tried to rebirth itself for all races. Comets should have known awe once they saw my children's speed. My children drank from the well of cleverness. The more you hydrated, the more you created. Hence, aerials, antennas, satellite dishes, and computers reduced information to a box gift. Out of my womb's terrain, fame became a forest. Out of my womb's terrain, I birthed a president's wife, 2 New York governors, a land baron, a tennis star, a weatherman, actresses, actors, singers, rappers, and rockers. Certain enthusiasts would prefer to recall how rock put a hot rod motor in the blues. However, my Astoria, Bayside, Cambria Heights, Corona, East Elmhurst, Flushing, Forest Hills, Hollis, Jackson Heights, Jamaica, St. Albans, Springfield Gardens, and Sunnyside. Remember the jazz of Bennett, Korea, Armstrong, Gillespie, Holiday, Goodman, Miller, Coltrane, Fitzgerald, Horn, along with others residing in the borough that I am. Out of my womb's terrain, fame became a forest. Within this new present of a century, and every epoch after it, forever my nerves will be spurred by a need to serve you, my children, my Chinese, Japanese, Vietnamese, Korean, and Filipino children, my Bangladeshi, Nepali, Pakistani children, my Native American, Black American, Central American, South American, Dominican, Mexican, and Puerto Rican children, my Irish, Polish, Italian, and Russian children. My children, I know these verses have not mentioned every citizen who brightens the borough that I am. But know that all of you are my titans. My children, I listen to your 138 tongues speak and call me your home. On any concrete sheet, from any boulevard, avenue, and street, my ground will embrace you. Jamaica Bay and Flushing Bay, realize that every day my being will sing this song as long as I remain your home. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. This next poem, Mother to Son, was composed by Langston Hughes. Although the poem has a specific dialect, the subject matter can apply to families of different cultures. Their recipes sent servitude's hurts past tyranny's outskirts. Mama's food helped sorrow get hauled, and it allowed love to be installed. Watching gladness protrude, mamas gave nutrition to various broods. Considering the fortifiers they served, I hope them mamas heard. I hope them mamas heard. Thank you. All right. Thank you. Speaking of thanking mothers, we should praise single-parent households. As a child, I was fortunate enough to have both my parents. As an adult, I listened to various women tell me about the hardship of raising a family without the assistance of a partner. I call this lyric uterine titans. Mind you, uterine is another way of saying uterus. Single mothers will dread child support out of wedge wallets, even if they must sling their impregnators over a ledge. Single mothers will get a sweat gob job, ensuring their families won't beg or rob. Single mothers are uterine titans. Single mothers hem items in the public school system, ensuring teachers and students fit the curriculums. Single mothers continuously appear, ensuring lessons are in the hoods around here. Single mothers are uterine titans. Single mothers, children you brought, fed, and taught ought to idolize you. Single mothers, children you brought, fed, and taught ought to idolize you. Single mothers are uterine titans. All right.
Thank you.
During a daydream, I wrote Maternal Revolutionaries, yet another poem with two voices. In this poem, you will hear Coretta Scott King and Betty Shabazz. Tony Johnson's newspaper, Our Times, was kind enough to publish it. Now, Fred, if you will be kind enough to help me, I will share this poem with this audience.
Gladly.
Okay. I am Coretta, wedded to the man like the prophet on the summit. I am Betty, wedded to the man like the prophet on Mount Arafat. Destiny again returned our souls to our mates, the hemispheres of our love. We look at the tear of our birth and ask you on earth, will you pledge to never remove the racial print of our heritage on your personage? Or will you exchange yourself for assimilation's change? Will you stand at humankind's podium with a tongue entranced by democracy, spirited to recompose those unmelodious haters? Or will you join the chanters who can't hear notes that emote for peace? Will you let bias possess a grenade burst of a voice? Or will you let unity sing to endear all with ears? Will you assist justice through her ailments? Or will you assassinate her efforts? Both of our souls peer at humanity's sphere and pray you will follow our belief that you can end someone's grief. Thank you. With great pleasure, I am going to reintroduce Fred Simpson, who is going to share his tribute to women, both past and present. So let's hear it for Fred.
Thank you.
All
Thank
right.
you very much. Hello, everyone. This piece is dedicated to mothers, grandmothers, great-grandmothers, great-great-grandmothers who have passed away. This is a happy sound for those no longer with us, dedicated to the memory of their love and energy, a joyful sound to those who were creative, who continue to inspire us. Long after they've returned to dust, to those of us who've gone to higher ground, we send this happy sound, happy sound, happy sound, happy sound, happy sound. To those who, while among us, reached out and touched us in their everyday routine, always living chin up, although they'd had enough of the pain. us to see. We send this happy sound to those no longer with us, dedicated to the memory of their love and energy, a joyful sound to those who were creative, who continue to inspire us long after they've returned to dust. To those of us who've gone to higher ground, we send this happy sound, 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 happy sound. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you. This next tune is a very short piece. It's called Tough Love. The only thing I would say before reading it is tough love should always be tempered and always under control. Hand on thrust out hip, eyes wide in mock disbelief, motherhood in charge. Need not say a single word, children scurry off to bed, tadpoles jumping in post haste, quick quiet under covers. Woo, just beat her chiding hand, stop giggling or you'll feel it. Tough love. Thank you. Thank you. Moving on to tribute. I love Bob's title of our set, which is Rhapsodies for the Matriarchy. One theme that we've already heard from Bob was about food, and it seems to go along with nourishment beyond just nourishment of the body. My grandmother could burn. By that I mean she could cook and she could bake. Kitchen maven would blend crushed pecans into frosting, never from a can. Result, so much more than just icing. Grandma Ella's yellow layer, batter made from scratch, takes the cake. Box mixers serve the unenlightened, unless they tweak it, freak it, riff on what comes in the box with their own ingenious addendums in the right proportion to rise to become something delectable. Unless that, you just have a cake, not an experience like Grandma made. But no matter how you slice it, box cakes just don't cut it. Like what came from Grandma's hand, to mixing bowl, to cake pan, to oven, to cooling rack, to frosting knack, to my privileged palate, this buttery light yellow cake with chocolate pecan frosting. Thank you, ma'am. Three big slices, not a crumb remains. Scraped onto fork, no morsels straggle, not one ort left behind, with aid of pinch of thumb to index finger. Chocolate smudges now succumb, two-handed hoist of plate perpendicular to tabletop, tongue do your dirty work, until not a trace of heaven Grandma made survives. Don't even get me started on my other favorite that she would bake. Head over heels, a phrase I have trouble visualizing, but here it has a place. I start to salivate at the memory of a slight citrus aroma. Warm, olfactory overture to the dance of my taste buds and psyche, somehow connoting love and security, a life recipe. Can anyone else on earth make Grandma's superb and satisfying pineapple upside down cake? Thank you. Thank you. If that made anybody hungry, then the piece was a success. I hope it made you think about something. This next piece was written by my sister, Toni Zimmer, about our grandmother. It's called 92. 92, and still going strong. She lounges in bed, her slim brown fingers tuck strands of silver gray back into the bun. And as she speaks, I imagine that seeds would sprout if placed beneath her tongue. Sweet pea and collard, chamomile and rye, mustard and magnolia. Thank you. Then 4 years down the road, I wrote Steel Frame. When Grandma passed, her heavy metal bed frame went to lean against the wall, unfinished basement, upright, at once recognizable as her cross. Rigid, binding this dynamo to inaction, its prisoner held by confluence of complications, tail end 96 years, weaving death by natural causes. Unnatural, just being bound to bed, to anything beyond her will, this southern child, so much stronger than any metal. I still have not learned her lesson. Witness compromises I make from weakness almost every day. Full strength, erect, wide awake, compromises, signs of my weakness. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Very short piece. This is about my in-law. It's called Glaucoma Mama. Obviously, the subject of this poem is sight impaired due to glaucoma. Glaucoma Mama. She sees brown of bark, just not its ridges. Green of leaf, just not its veins. No less her wonder, vacationing with us via scenic photos. Gooseneck lamp, her aid. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. And I will conclude my segment with this piece that was written many, many years ago. It's called Mother Lode. I uncover with a flourish, knowing with sweet tooth and child's heart, it would be they, not yet knowing with my eyes, cupcakes, like petals of a chocolate flower, piled high on the plate, beneath a silver dome. Tray full of yummy for our kids, smelled of confection, baked with their mother's love, the hearth that made them rise. Funny, her silent cries to be independent. She, someone so depended on. Funny, because to laugh is all right. I try not to cry, to be selfish without guilt. Never a question of my independence. Always to live my uniqueness, I. While she deals with pressure to conform for the relief it gives, not the toll it takes. I suspect this to be a familiar knell for many a wedding bell more than bow. Dilemma more for mamas than papas. Ideally, shouldn't be a dilemma for either. Take this weekend ticket, wife, for the Boston Flyer train. Kiss the kids goodbye. With their daddy, they'll be fine. You don't have to call us or call as much as you like, as many times as the petals of a flower. Alstroemeria, tulip, rose, and all this from cupcakes piled high on the plate. Yummy chocolate array you create beneath a silver dome. Thank you very much. We're going to welcome back Bob McNeil.
Let's hear the French. All right, okay. The next poem is from a book called The Nubian Gallery. It's entitled I Come From Women by Melanie Hope, and we sincerely hope you will enjoy it. I come from a long line of women who make potato salad at midnight, fried chicken at dawn, won't tell you no lies, but will brag a story till it's old and worn. Clean up after folks all week, plant flowers in bare feet, teach double dutch to girls on the street, paint masks to cover their sorrow, and you'll hardly ever see them cry. I come from women who fight when needed, cross legs when wanted, always know which fork to hold, women who drink from the bottle and dance from their butts. They'll cut you if you cross them, whip you without batting an eye, play bid whist all night Saturday, take communion on Sunday, hoping to never ever die. I come from a line of women who'll talk about you to your face, I come from a long line of women who make potato salad at midnight, fried chicken at dawn, won't tell you no lies, but will brag a story till it's old and worn. Clean up after folks all week, plant flowers in bare feet, teach double dutch to girls on the street, paint masks to cover their sorrow, and you'll hardly ever see them cry. I come from women who fight when needed, cross legs when wanted, always know which fork to hold, women who drink from the bottle and dance from their butts. They'll cut you if you cross them, whip you without batting an eye, play bid whist all night Saturday, take communion on Sunday, hoping to never ever die. I come from a line of women who'll talk about you to your face, sit open-eyed saying grace, will hang all day long at a bar, can't drive, but will ask you for your car. I come from women, cops, artists, murderers, cooks, who change tires, balance books, can pass hours on the front stoop, birth your baby, heal your crew. I come from silver bangles, gap front teeth, nappy hair, big flat feet, with thick brown thighs, curry, sweat, sweet women! Yeah! Yeah. All right.